Payton Pritchard, the 6'1" Celtics guard, hit a 49-foot buzzer beater in the NBA Finals, the longest shot in 26 years. He didn't hesitate or show fear, even as the smallest player on the court. Everyone watched in shock as the ball went in. So, here's the question. How did a player many scouts thought would go late in the draft become one of the most clutch players in the NBA? Payton Pritchard didn't exactly storm into the NBA with everyone cheering his name. Drafted 26 overall by the Boston Celtics in 2020, he landed on a team stacked with talent and had to claw for every single minute on the court. At 6'1", he was one of the smallest guards in the league, basically the guy defenses love to underestimate, and guess what? That only made him more dangerous. From the start, Pritchard showed he didn't care about being overlooked. Deep threes, buzzer beaters, clutch shots. In playoff games, he quickly became the guy you couldn't take your eyes off at the end of the quarters. Fans learned the hard way. When Pritchard has the ball near the buzzer, just assume it's going in. Every single time. Then came the 2024 NBA Finals, and Pritchard decided to make history. In Game 2 against Dallas, he hits a 34-foot buzzer beater at the end of the third quarter. Not a lucky fluke. This is the kind of shot that shifts momentum, lights up the arena, and makes your opponents wonder if physics just forgot about him. Fast forward to Game 5, he drills a half-court shot at the end of the first half, stretching the Celtics' lead to 21. Basically, by halftime, the Mavs were just hoping for a polite handshake at the final buzzer, and Pritchard didn't stop there. He became the first player since 1998 to hit 2 buzzer-beater shots from beyond 30 feet in a single finals series. One of those rockets measured 48 feet, the longest final shot in over a quarter century. By the end of the playoffs, he had 3 buzzer beaters, and suddenly the undersized guard everyone laughed at was the player defenses feared most when the game was on the line. But here's the truth. He wasn't just about the showy highlights. During the 2025 regular season, Pritchard went and broke the NBA single-season record for the most three-pointers made off the bench, finishing with 223s, all coming off the pine. He also led all NBA reserves in points with 947 averaged 14.1 points, 3.8 rebounds, and 3.5 assists in 28.4 minutes. And did it all on 47.2% shooting from the field, and 40.7% from 3. Basically, while everyone else was busy warming the bench, Pritchard was quietly rewriting the record books. Even Celtics superstars noticed. Jason Tatum pushed hard for him to win Sixth Man of the Year, while Coach Joe Mazzulla couldn't stop talking about his insane competitiveness and ability to impact the game in every way imaginable. In 2025, Pritchard officially claimed the John Havlicek Trophy, becoming the 4th Celtics player ever to earn Sixth Man of the Year, joining legends like Kevin McHale, Bill Walton, and Malcolm Brogdon. So yeah, the tiny guy on the floor, once overlooked, once doubted, is now the one defenses circle in red when the clock hits 0. Payton Pritchard's Sixth Man of the Year season was more than just putting up points. Sure, he lit up the scoreboard, but he also averaged career highs in rebounds and assists, dished out 226 assists, 3rd among NBA reserves, and racked up 60 steals, tying for 5th. Basically, even if he was only on the court for 22 to 28 minutes, opponents had to plan for him like he was a full-time starter. Come off the bench and immediately take over a game? That's nightmare fuel for every coach in the league. Then the 2025-26 season hit and the Celtics world shifted. Jason Tatum went down with a non-contact Achilles rupture, leaving a giant hole in Boston's offense. Who steps in? Yep, Pritchard. Suddenly, the bench spark becomes the primary playmaker. He slid into the starting lineup and did not miss a beat, averaging 16.7 points, 5.2 assists, and 4.3 rebounds in 49 games as a starter. Even in March 2026, his numbers stayed nearly identical. 16.8 points, 5.3 assists, 4.3 rebounds. Not bad for the guy everyone used to call too small. But this wasn't just about racking up minutes. Stepping into a bigger role meant leadership, decision-making, and running the show. The Celtics leaned on him to create shots, orchestrate offense, and hit big buckets, and he delivered. High-pressure situations, Pritchard didn't flinch. He consistently dropped 25-plus point games without relying on free throws, proving it wasn't just volume, it was efficient clutch scoring. His transformation from bench guy to starter wasn't magic, it was skill, preparation, and confidence. He refined his pull-up jumpers, catch and shoot threes, and mid-range finishes while improving court vision and passing. By 2025-26, he averaged over 5 assists per game, showing he wasn't just a scorer, he could run the offense like a veteran point guard. And don't think his impact stops there. At 6'1", Pritchard isn't the tallest guard, but he makes up for it with effort and anticipation. He averaged 1.4 offensive rebounds and 3.8 total rebounds per game, consistently giving Boston extra possessions. Couple that with defense and clutch shooting, and you've got a player who can flip a game without even needing a dunk contest highlight. Fans remember him for the moments that actually matter. Take March 2026 against Cleveland. He drops 42 points, hits 6 threes, and nails crucial free throws to hold a lead. With 15 seconds left, he orchestrates the final possession, weaving through an aggressive defense to set up a score and seal the win. That's not stat padding, that's confidence, timing, and pure clutch DNA in action. Even with limited minutes, Pritchard has been delivering some of the biggest moments in Celtics history. During the 2024 finals, he played only 62 total minutes, but hit 2 game-changing plays, including a 50-foot buzzer beater. His teammates celebrated like he just won finals MVP, Tatum and Brown cheering like he just carried the team, while Al Horford joked the shots break your spirit for the other side. Coach Mazzulla called him one of his favorite players, saying he won us moments. The formula is simple. Take shots others hesitate on, make them count, and do it with confidence. In 2024-25, he became one of only 6 players in NBA history to hit 200-plus threes off the bench in a single season, joining Terrence Ross, Eric Gordon, Jordan Clarkson, Malik Beasley, and Wayne Ellington. That's elite company for a guy who was once just a small guard. What makes him terrifying? Well, he balances volume, efficiency, and impact like few reserves ever have. In 2024-25, he averaged 14.3 points, 3.8 rebounds, and 3.5 assists in 28.4 minutes, shooting 47.2% from the field and 40.7% from the three. He also led all reserves in points with 1,079, setting a new benchmark for bench players, and hit 255 threes, the second most in Celtics history. Let's talk efficiency. This is the same guy who, off the bench, set NBA records for 3 points in a single season, scored over 1,000 points off the pine. Now, imagine him doing all that while defenses are keyed in like he's the final boss in a video game. He still managed to run the offense, score efficiently, and hit shots that make fans jump out of their seats. But that's not all. Scouts weren't impressed with Payton Pritchard coming out of high school. He wasn't the fastest, the most athletic, or the biggest. Some wondered if he could even compete at the next level. Speed? Check. Size? Not so much. But what Pritchard had couldn't be measured in inches or vertical jumps, an obsessive work ethic and a relentless drive to improve every day. Growing up in Oregon, basketball was his life. By age 14, he was waking up at 5:30 a.m. every morning to practice. He worked in his garage with a weighted ball, dribbling, shooting, and building strength before school. Sometimes he made 700 shots a day, totaling more than 4,000 shots a week. His hands bled, but he didn't stop. Nobody told him to, he just did it. This grind became the foundation of his rise. Pritchard's hard work showed immediately on the court. At West Lynn High School, he became a 4-year starter and led the team to 4 consecutive Class 6A state championships. He wasn't just scoring points, he was orchestrating the floor, dishing assists, crashing the boards, and impacting every possession. By his junior year, 2014-15, he was averaging 22 points and 5.8 assists per game. He won Todd Pratt Player of the Year, Oregon Class 6A Player of the Year, and Gatorade Oregon Player of the Year. Scouts began to notice. They couldn't ignore a kid who could do everything on the court. Senior year 2015-16 was even more impressive. Pritchard averaged 23.6 points, 6.8 assists, and 3.1 steals per game, while hitting 68 three-pointers. But stats only tell part of the story. He made his teammates better, set the tone in the gym, and led by example. First in the gym, last out. He pushed everyone around him to elevate their game. However, high-profile events didn't scare him either. In the Northwest Shootout, a yearly all-star game between Oregon and Washington's best players, he scored 45 points, showing that he could shine under pressure and against top competition. By the end of high school, Pritchard wasn't just a star in Oregon. He was one of the best prep point guards in the country. A 4-star recruit according to ESPN, Pritchard committed to the University of Oregon Ducks in August 2015. He had previously committed to Oklahoma, where his father, Terry, played football. Scouts could no longer question him. The numbers, the awards, and the leadership made him impossible to overlook. After that, Pritchard arrived at Oregon ready to prove himself. He started all 4 years, showing he could lead at the next level immediately. Freshman year 2016 to 17, he played in 39 games, averaging 7.4 points and 3.6 assists. He helped Oregon reach the Final Four, the program's first since the first ever NCAA tournament. He started every game in that tournament and made big plays, including a deep 3 against UCLA and an assist on Dylan Brooks' game-winning shot over Lonzo Ball. Not bad for a freshman. Sophomore year 2017 to 18, he took another step. With no other returning starters, Pritchard averaged 14.5 points, 4 assists, and 3.6 rebounds, showing he could run the team and lead by example. Junior year started slow, but he finished strong. He led Oregon to a Pac-12 tournament championship, was named MVP of the tournament, and helped the Ducks reach the Sweet 16, averaging 12.9 points, 4.6 assists, and 3.9 rebounds. He briefly declared for the 2019 NBA draft, but returned for his senior season to polish his game. Not only this, senior year 2019 to 20 was Pritchard's crowning achievement. He averaged 20.5 points, 5.5 assists, and 4.3 rebounds, becoming Oregon's all-time assist leader with 659. He hit game-changing shots, including a 30-foot buzzer beater against Washington, a 38-point overtime win against Arizona, and finished the regular season with 29 points against Stanford, securing Oregon's second Pac-12 regular season title during his career. For his performance, he earned the 2020 Bob Cousy Award as the nation's top point guard, Pac-12 Player of the Year, and was a consensus first-team All-American. Pritchard had proven he could run a team at the highest level. He was ready for the next step, the NBA. When the Boston Celtics picked Payton Pritchard 26 overall in the 2020 NBA draft, most people barely blinked. Sure, he had a decorated college career at Oregon, but the NBA? That was a whole different world. He walked into a guard rotation packed with established stars Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart. Basically a good luck finding minutes situation. Early on, Pritchard came off the bench and got a crash course in the NBA. Faster pace, bigger defenders, and zero patience for mistakes. But whining isn't Pritchard's style. He leaned on the same mental toughness that had carried him since Oregon, calling his rookie year a redshirt year. Every practice, every brief stint on the floor was a chance to get stronger, smarter, and more confident. Some rookies sulk when their minutes are limited. Pritchard works. He even made headlines in his first season, a career-high 23 points with 8 assists in a win over the Raptors, followed by a game-winning layup against the Heat just 2 days later. Sure, he had his rookie wall moments like the 2-point performance in his first NBA start, but he bounced back with a stretch of 6 straight double-digit scoring games, including a 28-point outing against Oklahoma City to close the season. By 2024, Pritchard wasn't just playing anymore, he was taking names. He became the Celtics' secret weapon, shooting over 40% from 3 and showing a fearless clutch gene. Opponents learned fast, leave him open at the end of a quarter, and somebody's day was about to get ruined. In 2025, he went off in historic fashion, breaking the NBA record for most threes off the bench with 255, and becoming the first Celtics player to score over 1,000 points in a single season without starting a game, outscoring legends like Kevin McHale and Ricky Davis while sitting on the bench? Check. Recording 23 games with 20-plus bench points and 22 games with 5 or more threes. Also check. Basically, if Pritchard was coming off the bench, your defensive plan went straight out the window. And it wasn't just the threes. He shot 74.4% at the rim, bulldozing through bigger defenders like they were traffic cones, and grabbed 4.2% of his team's offensive rebounds. A tiny guy doing giant work. Opponents didn't know whether to chase him, block him, or cry quietly in the corner. By now, Pritchard had become the definition of a nightmare off the bench. Along the way, he hit milestones like his first triple-double with 30 points, 14 rebounds, and 11 assists, and earned a fully guaranteed 4-year $30 million extension in 2023. His national team stints were just as impressive, including 9 3-pointers against Poland in the FIBA U18 3x3 World Championship, and a bronze medal with an All-Star 5 nod at the 2017 FIBA U19 World Cup. Even in limited playoff minutes, Pritchard kept proving it. Size isn't everything. It's confidence, preparation, and fearlessness that make the difference. The guy whose scouts questioned in high school had become one of the NBA's most dangerous players in crunch time. Record-breaking threes, clutch shots, and the ability to take over games. He had it all. Opponents learned the hard way. Underestimate him and you're toast. Pritchard isn't just a six-man anymore. He's the guy who can flip a game with one shot, one decision, or one smart play. He's proof that the smallest guy in the room can also be the most feared. And somehow, he makes it look easy. From being overlooked as a rookie to hitting half-court buzzer beaters at the biggest moments. He's proof that heart, skill, and confidence can make you unstoppable. What do you think? Can anyone stop him in the next season? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want more NBA stories like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You won't want to miss what's coming next.